Hi everyone. We are now coming to the 21st episode of my .NET 8 weekly journey. I should say now it is a journey to .NET 9, but as I have mentioned in the previous videos, I'm starting this as a .NET 8 based journey when some of the components or discussions or materials are coming from the previous version of .NET. And I think it is a way to be having a good journey discussion or storytelling as a journey. And this is a 21st week or 21st video or episode 21. We are still continuing to discuss Aspire. I was thinking I was going to discuss other kinds of features, but then this ASP.NET Aspire is also very important in a sense that it is available before .NET 9, of course, but the way you will have in .NET 9, and I'll tell you later, it is more convenient, and at the same time, the tooling and also the support for any kinds of related components for you to create a web app and hopefully enterprise web app. It is usually the big companies usually done enterprise in a sense that you will have many kinds of separate components, not just web front end, but also web API. It can be more than one web API project because you are going to have your own maybe microservices or distributed app. Have it your way. To me, for now, it doesn't matter, but I will show you on some points that it will be relevant. And hopefully this video will not take me so long. Okay, first this is me, Eriawan. I'm based in Indonesia. This is my LinkedIn, or just browse for or search for my name in the LinkedIn. This is my GitHub ID. I'm also a member of .NET Foundation, OSS Project Onboarding Committee. And please ping me if you want to have support or you want to know more about .NET Foundation. Yep, and this is me with my wife. I'm based in Indonesia, of course, she is too. Okay, these are the plan update, and we are now in the last point of discuss.NET 9. This week, we are going to discuss the ASP.NET Aspire in detail. This is why I'm not adding the intro anymore. Now I'm going to focus on the ecosystem. I mean, the tooling and the support. And also, starting from this week, I'm focusing more and more on .NET 9. Let's see. So let's recap. This is a faction specification of .NET 9. We are still having these latest and greatest and quite very fresh. And please don't forget the Visual Studio support. This is the version that is having the official support for .NET 9, starting from 17.12.0. And yeah, we already discussed the problems on having support for Linux. So, Aspire is basically a set of powerful tools, templates, and packages for building observable production-ready apps. We already discussed this, and you will see more and more why it is truly opinionated in a sense that if you are not creating using the starter app of Aspire, then you will also have to obey some rules. This is why it is called opinionated. And that kind of rules are very important to wire up those different web apps. web API or maybe more than one web API. Usually, it can have more than one web APIs. Then you should be good to go. And of course, you will need a set of NuGet packages. These NuGet packages are not normal NuGet packages provided for ASP.NET Core. It's more like additional support for ASP.NET Aspire or .NET Aspire. And we have discussed the first one using starter template. And also, you can also manually create the host and form and then orchestrate. I'm going to discuss this last way, not in this video, but in the next week video. This is why this is one of two, and the second part will be available next week. Just stay in touch with me. Okay, so we are going to discuss the ecosystem. As we have seen from the last week, and of course, I'm also going to update my code, and I've done some additional update so to give you some demos. But ASP and Aspire, if you use this starter app, it has 4 projects: ASP.NET App Host, Service Default, Web App, and the Web API. And both the Web App and Web API project are using minimal API. The Web App that comes with the starter app is using Blazor. I should mention here, but to me, it doesn't quite matter. So yeah, I mentioned about the fact that both of the web app and the web API project are using minimal API. This is by default if you run to create the Aspire app using Assist, using the starter project. The app host project in Aspire is actually an orchestrator. This is the main orchestrator, and this is the starting project that will run both of the web app and the web API. And it can also run more than one web API project, also can run more than one web app, or more than one what you have like a web front end app. And then you have a service default. So the app host project is only one, and the service project is somehow it's like a shared project that will be used by both the web app and the web API projects. I mentioned the plural because then of course you can have more than one web API. And the next one is the wirings. So it has a way to wire the reference to web app and the web API. And most of the wiring are done using the source generator, the C# source generator. And then the component support from Aspire ecosystem and community content support, not just a form of library like we usually see, the Newton Soft or Serilog, but it also contains instruction on how to set up and interact with Docker containers. The component is then can be configured to run as containers because you will see that they are running as a container. And these are the known component support. But I think I will skip to the demo just to let you know. It will be easier to understand if you see the running apps and also some demos. Okay, right now I have here Visual Studio and app host. I'm also running Docker Desktop, and we have containers, and these are exited mean that it is not running. So when I try to run, it will run the containers. In this containers, I'm only using Redis. So if you follow my previous video on the service default, sorry, not this one, on the app host, it is adding support for Redis. And then this Redis is then configured to have previously I'm not adding with lifetime, but now I'm adding this with lifetime with the parameter of container lifetime dot persistent, meaning that if you have this container lifetime dot persistent, it will try to always run the container, and as long as your Visual Studio session is not killed or not exceeded, it will try to use the same container every time you press F5 to debug. Hopefully, they say that is the way the documentation said. But let's try. Let's run it. And these service, app host is also providing you the reference to the API service and then the web front end. This is the one that is using Blazor. So if you go to the F12 of this guy, the go to the definition, you will see that it is generated by using source generator as we have here. So it calls for generator code aspire.hosting, and this is the generator code, and it says that it has the project path to my local path here. So don't worry if you want to use my sample code. This code, as long as you compile it freshly for the solution scope, you will have your own path here. So you should be fine. Again, this is the way to know the mapping of the other project, and it points to the shared spots of the API service. And if I press F12 to the Aspire web, it points to the project of the web, and this is the Blazor project. So let's go back to close this and run it. Before that, I think I would also like to add Redis support for my API service. It's not yet added, so I'm going to add it right now. It should be fine, right? Dot with reference is oh, nice to know the intelligence. And wait for cache. Okay. um, Sorry, I'm having a bit mild flu, but please bear with me. So this means that after it registers the reference, it has to wait for the cache to run first before it runs this. And then for the web front it's also having the same. Wait for the cache to be up or to be run first, and then you will do anything else. Like it also needs the reference of the API service. Okay. Now we have seen that this is quite nicely orchestrated. Like you can ensure that wait for the cache to be available first, and also this one is also wait for the cache to be available first. So running these two, meaning that it will not run unless the cache is available first. And it's also running this web front end. It requires to have the API service project to be up first, and then you can run this web. Let's see how it runs. And for that, I'm going to show you that it will show here. It will spawn a Docker, but you can also look that it runs the container or not by looking at the output when it runs or when it debug this. So let's run it. First, it will display the log for the app host. Then it tries to display the dashboard. And now, as you see, this is running first and then the app. So this is nice. I'm also adding this Redis Insight. So if you want to know it is running or not, just click here and okay, I'm open the tab. I've read and understood the time of course. Okay, yeah, submit. Now you see that the this is some kind of helper console to see that if we have some data, it will be displayed here. So then you'll see that the app is running. We have API service and we have web. So if we click here for the web, it's just a normal Blazor app. Okay, it's running all, and then I'm going to see the console here. Now that we have, of course, the web. Yeah, this is the front end. See, and see that it reports the status, and it is still okay or 200. Or if I, go back to the counter, and it should go to the counter, hopefully. Oh, it may take some time. And I just click me. And it is still okay, unchanged. Let's go to the API service we have here. And let's go to weather. Maybe do some refresh here. Okay, it is not yet. And if you see in the log, you see that it is still waiting for the cache to run first, and then to ensure that it is healthy. After that, it shows us that okay, we are done waiting, and the source cache is available and healthy. And then, if you look at the front end, you will have that kind of oh, it is not showing the no, still some weather forecast. I don't know. Extend 41. Okay, never mind. Okay. So if I go, will it refresh? Yeah. HTTP. Looks like it'll take some time, but it should not take very long, hopefully. It says here watching logs. If I try to refresh this. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still getting the same output. Let's look at the log for the Redis. This is the normal log in Redis, and this is also the same if you look at the container. So I think it is running now. We have Redis, and also we have Redis Insight. So if you look at this guy, now you have the same log. You see, you have the same log, and it's ready to accept connection TCP, of course. There you are. You have Redis is up. So the next thing to see is the structured log. Let's look at where there is a possible API calls. This one, for example, and then it sends a GET request. And if you click here, you'll see that This is almost quite the same if you have seen Azure App Insights, but it is more simplified. And of course, if one thing is also interesting to see is the traces. Let's look at this one. So any calls to the web front and then calls the API service is usually will be shown as this one. So you will see that there is a browser link and calls the weather forecast. It is also calling the cache, but it doesn't show you the. I don't know how to. Maybe. Hmm. There is a, but there is no value to be set. You can also check the. Can I just try to refresh this one? Yeah, still no value. Okay, I will. I've already write some code, and yeah, just to quickly demo to you if you want to see the Redis in action. Because right now I'm showing you that I have already enabled the support for Redis, but there is no interaction from the app to Redis at all. So I'm going to enable it and just do some quick uh, create of the cache, and if it is not yet set, then just set some value on it. I'm going to close this and the app will be closed too. Okay, now let's go to the API. I have already created sample code. By the way, I need to inform you that I take some of the sample codes. I was inspired by the Aspire video from Philip Egbert. If I'm not, I'm going to give you the link to his video. That guy has the best way to, demo ASP.NET and Aspire very nicely. So credit to him. Okay, so I'm going to uncomment this, and I'm also going to add the NuGet to this API service. I'm going to use this. Before that, I'm going to save it first. Okay, now I have it. Now I'm going to copy this. This is also the NuGet package if you want to interact with Redis from C Sharp or VB. Okay, just uh, go to the browse and I'm going to paste that. Um, Inspire.stackexchange.redis.distributed caching. Then I'm going to install this guy. So hopefully this should be available to me. The set string async thing. So CD is about to add all of these. Okay, caching abstraction. Okay, apply. We have some kind of license agreement. Okay, I'm going to accept it as is. Not on code part. So maybe I should just delete this one because it should actually return something. Done. Wish me luck. This one is. Let's try to compile this first. Since I already add the Redis and the Redis inside, um, should be faster to build. And I'll run this again. See whether it's going to change my Redis. Let's look at this one. So since I'm using the container lifetime, you see it is still running. This is nice. Okay, as promised. Previously, it is not running anymore, so that's good because it will decrease the latency when you are trying to debug application at first. So, but let's run it again and see. Okay, this is the log for the app host. It tries to log in at the dashboard. We have it running, and let's look at the Redis inside. This is data is off. Okay, submit. Open this one and try to go to the web app. And now somehow it is loading. So why it take this long? Is there something wrong? Forecast to. Oh. I understand it. Okay, my fault. I should ensure that this is registered correctly and it should be in here. So add Redis distributed cache. Okay, now it should work. Hopefully. Not now. Yeah, it should. It's already running the cache and the yeah, this one is also. I should set this as a container lifetime. Okay, let's aside. I'm going to look at the Blazor and then look at the Redis inside. Uh, yeah. I only have one, so it should show one. And let's go back to the weather app. Yep, it is showing nicely. Uh, this is good. And if I hit that endpoint manually, I should had some interaction. Come on, why is it not showing? Oh, let's try to debug that. If okay, let's go back to the Firefox. No, not hitting. Why? Hmm. This only map get right. Should be here, I think. Okay, not this one. Come on. Well, it is not hitting this guy at all. So I'm going to stop this for now. Let's try to understand what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to run this again. So I'm going to also put breakpoint here just to see it is working or not. And it seems no, because oh my god. Oh, okay, it is working now. Okay, that's good. And let's default endpoint correct. Yeah, and then run it. Not now. Okay, let's go to the Redis inside. I understand. Yeah, there is no value yet. Okay, now let's try to. Oh, I think I'm. Oh, okay, this is my fault. I should run these samples from here instead of the web. Oh, okay. Oh my. Okay, let's try to open this and do the samples. I should get the JSON, hopefully. Oh, okay. I'll just disable it and make it running. through, and I got the quit. Now let's. Okay, this is working. Oh my god! So yeah, my silly me. I should make the sample here instead of this. Okay, this is it. This guy doesn't have the code that interact with Redis, only the API. Well, silly me. Okay, as promised, I will always give you candid videos about this one, right? And I already fulfilled my promise. And honestly, this proof that my experience on .NET Aspire are not that high. I mean, not that you know highly experienced. I have to admit, no, I'm not highly experienced, but I already knows the internal mechanism and also internal workings. So that proves that we are now having a way to ensure that it is quite production ready, and you can also try this on your local machine, like the way that I did right now. You see that this guy has this value, sample key, and the data is also the same as the as this in this one. Basically, it's just returning a string, nothing else. So it's also like this one. And it says here TTL no limit. Maybe I will have some demo to you to ensure that I'm going to set a limit. But yeah, I need to learn many aspects of this API because when you define the cache, then the complexity will be a bit more because this if this sample key is used across many kinds of apps, then it is not quite nice to have this to have a separate you know time limit. For example, this TTL time to live means that if you put some values like how many minutes or seconds to be here, then you have to ensure that it is only available for your, let's say, API project or web API only, if only you have one. But then if this value is going to be used across many kinds of web APIs, I mean the web app projects, the one with the S, the plural, then you have to ensure that you have to agree on how you going to communicate with your team that, hey, I'm going to set a key that has the value, and the value in here is defined as a string or text. Then I'm going to set a limit for, let's say, 30 minutes or maybe 10 minutes or more, what have you. And in this sample, I don't have the time limit. It just keeps getting there without any. Okay, now I'm already showing some demos. You'll see that I have support for Redis inside. And also I have support for, yeah, I mean, not just Redis, it's also Redis inside. And there is also Redis Commander if you want. I've already uh, prepared this. And it is nicely available. Okay, I have to close this. Nicely available if you go to the service default. That's the one that registered. Oh, sorry. The not the service default, the app host. So there's also with no, not games dot. You'll see that I have with Redis Commander, and if I specify this, I think it will create a new container for only Redis Commander, and you'll see the log. It will create the container. Let's try this one. Run it. Of course, it will show the dashboard first. Not now. And you'll see that it has this one. And if you go to the log, the console, and go to the cache commander, you'll see that it shows you the pooling of the Docker image layer. So it tries to pull from Redis commander slash Redis commander with tag of latest. There you are. Now you have it run. So the next time you run this guys, it should not download the image anymore, but it will maybe if you it because it tries to check whether the image is already latest or not. I'm afraid. Since previously I don't have this image, now I have it because it shows me that it tries to download and then run that image as a container, and it also shows here that you will have Redis comment. Okay, this one it showing latest. And let's look at the log of this guy, and you'll see you have the same log. And to me, this proves that now I have Redis Commander working. So let's go back to the main dashboard page, and let's look at the Redis Commander. Now I have the sample key, and it still has the value from before. Okay, you have Redis Commander, Redis Insight, and yeah, of course you should have the Redis run first. And this cache needs to be available first before the other. And you can also enforce to ensure that the cache commander and cache insight is also should be available by forcing these two to wait before these cache commander and cache insight to be run using the same code that I have shown here in the app host. App host, yeah, this one program CS. So you can wait for uh, what's the name for that? Wait for cache commander and cache insight to be available or to be up first, like this one, like wait for cache. Okay, that proves my demo. And one thing I would like to show you that all of this Redis is done using adding or references to NuGet in the app host, and also on the app that is going to have the further interaction like the API service. So this API service has the Aspire Stack Exchange Redis as I have added, and also OpenAPI of course. But the real uh, preparation for the infrastructure is done by this guy, the aspire.hosting.redis. So let's say if you want to create a new, and already shown you like that. Okay, let's try to create a new solution or starter app, maybe. But I think I'm going to I'm not going to ruin this Visual Studio that already running well, so I'm going to create a new one. So create a new project, search for Aspire. Yeah, there you are. And I'm going to use the starter app. Starter app. To make it just to differentiate with other kinds of repo that I have. I'm going to name it Aspire App 1 just to quickly create. So we have here configure for HTTPS. And if you enable this checkbox or ensure that use Redis for caching is available, then by default it will add this as aspire.hosting.redis inside the app host project. So it is having nice support for Redis. And if you create, then it will create the same sample Aspire here, the one that I have. And you should also ensure that you are using the .NET 9. When you use .NET 9, somehow the option is changing. So .NET 8 requires this one, and it asks for version 8.2 or 9. So why it is different? Because when .NET 8.0 is released, as ASP.NET Aspire or .NET Aspire has not been released yet. So the latest one that we have at that time is 8.2, but now we have 9.0. This is why I told you that .NET 9 is also the important release for me, because if I just use .NET 9, I have the nasty things that I have now, like you see, and it is also, as far as I know, the best way to leverage .NET Aspire. So just start with the .NET 9 and use Aspire for .NET 9 as well, or Aspire 9. To me, it's more like a proper or highly recommended to use Aspire 9 with .NET 9, because you already have all of those toolings, templates. Yeah, it is. This is one is working off for project system as a template or project templates as well. And this project template is also using source generator, and that is nicely written. And of course, if you want to know the source code, hang on, I'll give you the source code repo. But for now, if I click create, I will have the same project like I have now. So I'm going to close this. Now I have done some demo, and thanks to this guy, I think uh, I should show you the video. So just to show you, okay, there was a this video from James Montemagno. I hope I spelled his name correctly. And this guy discussed the ASP.NET Aspire or .NET Aspire before it was released. So you see that some of the packages is still being marked as 8.0.0 preview 5. This is a versioning that indicates that it is not yet as a release version. It is somehow preview, or maybe you can assume that it is still in alpha or beta version. And as you see, the other package are still version as 1.7.0, and the one that I have now is using, okay, let me see, is using the not this one. I think it's in the service default. Okay, it's using the 1.9.0. But the other thing that is interesting is we see that Microsoft.Ascension.http.resilience. This is the one that provides support for health check. Actually, it is using version 9. And if you look at the NuGet package directly, let's see whether it has a TFM of .NET 9. It should, right? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have it. This is great. The nice thing is it has support for backward compatibility, meaning that it support for .NET 8, and somehow it support .NET Framework. This brings one interesting question. Will this ASP.NET or .NET Aspire support for the old uh, ASP.NET Framework project? Something that is interesting to try and to test as well, right? But I'm not sure that it can support for this kind of new technology such as open telemetry. Although it says that it has support for .NET Framework version 4.6.2. Interesting. Okay, there is a update that. Okay, now the latest version of OpenTelemetry is 1.10. Okay, I should ignore this for now. I usually do the updates from here and then just click here. It will try to update all of the NuGet, but for this demo, I don't want to do anything that may make the demo to be unusable. Okay, a quick recap. I'm going to go back to the API service. So if you are going to use Redis, I mean, not just using for the app host, but also ensure that you have the interaction. You just add the add Redis distributed cache with the name from the way that you define on the service default. Oh no, app host. Yeah. So when it is using cache, you should use cache. Previously, I used this at Redis, but then this doesn't have any support for Redis Insight or Redis Commander yet. So now I have both of these two, and then I have a container that it is not running anymore. Okay, I'm going to run it. Yeah. Or before I run it, I'm going to set this as container lifetime persistent. But how to do that? Hmm. Nice thing about with Redis Insight, we'll add this one, but is there any way to ensure that I could have a insight or something like that? No, because this has to be put inside a symbol or variable. Okay, let's see if I could get something else. I don't think so. Where oh, I have it. Okay, case dot get Redis inside. Why is does not contain Redis resource? Hmm. Let's see. Let's ask Copilot for this one. Maybe can gives me some quick sample on how to use it. Looks like take some time. Hmm. Then why it recommends me to use this at endpoint? Okay, this is strange. This, builder dot add only add read. Hmm. Somehow it is suggesting something. Yeah, I have to ensure that it is captured into a variable first. And this one, no. So this one is also incorrect. Add resource. Resource builder. So how to extract that kind of information from the cache? Okay. Uh, Seems I could not do that for now. Hopefully I could do that in the next video. While I will also try to explain to you adding some components, and also you can use to have Aspire to support other kinds of web application, not just .NET actually. But there's hopefully I could present it for next week. Okay. Uh, Although I could just only make this available, but this is already been a nice learning experience. This is great. And, okay, before that, I'm going to run it again, ensure that still running. That's it. Oh, I need to remove this breakpoint. Right now. This already looks great. Oh, I already it's Redis in source. Hmm. It is trying to connecting to Docker.io, which is great. Uh, but the actual address in this image is, oh, okay, this is the same. Docker.io images. This one. Okay, never mind. So basically, you have a nice thing, and the traces is still showing. Oh, maybe I need to open the web just to enable some traffic back and forth. Yeah, there should be we should be seeing some traces. This is get weather, get counter. Maybe have two. What is this browser link? I'm going to call to browser link. Something that I need to dive into this because I don't know exactly what this is. Um, okay, let's look at the other traces. If we just see the web front end, okay, counter is using browser link. And go back to one that has the API calls. It doesn't have the browser link. Oh, microsecond. This one. Yeah, it's somehow similar to Azure App Insight. Weather forecast. Okay, we have here calling the weather forecast. If you click, you'll see the statistic for the API calls, and this is the front end get this instance ID. You can also see the um, configuration value, I believe. So you have a connection string cache underscore cache. It says here to point to localhost 60537. 60537 is actually this guy, the connection to the Redis instance. It is using TCP. Oh, okay. So it is not using HTTP at all. It's using TCP. You can also try to see some of the value here. It is set by default by Aspire, and it says open LTP endpoint. It points to here. So let's see if I go through here. Do I get the JSON? Hopefully I should get it. No, I don't have it. Okay. So where is the OLTP? Has been net core disabled. Oh, no. Protocol is gRPC. So let's see the actual source code of the web API. There should be, oh, environment is development. There should be open API. Hmm. So is there any way to have a quick look, or maybe on the app settings? No. Or the launch settings? No. So where is the setting of that open API? Hmm. Is it on the service default maybe? Because here, yeah, this is the open API. Tracing.add source environment.application name. Add open telemetry exporters. Oh, we have here a nice sample code to use the Azure Monitor for the telemetry. Nice. As long as the environment is different. So it tries to look for application insights underscore connections underscore string. But that's not the matter for now. So okay, I'll try to open the Open API for next week then. Is not current on instrumentation. Client instrumentation is already providing us the tracing with metrics. So let's try to look at the dashboard. And can we have some kind of a telemetry here? Looking at the oh, this is a nice statistic. Routing, Castro, connection, handshake. Assemblies that is run is about 160 assemblies. Is there any kinds of GC? Well, to me, everything is look normal because yeah, it is as is. Active request, no. Only connection, line open. Yeah. Somehow the name of this guy is different from the one that you will see on Azure, but yeah, maybe if I had some chance to show you, I'll try to ensure that I will deploy this to my Azure. Hopefully, it will not cost me too much because now I have enabled Redis and also other kinds of Redis Insight and so on. Because that means that somehow, hopefully, should not cost that much. I mean, if it only cost me about 50 to $60 for only 1 hour running the whole thing, and I think I will not going to use Redis Commander. I'll just use the Redis Insight for now. Great. Now this is already running. I already show you that it runs well, and if I run this samples again, hmm, hang on, not this one. I think the API, not that one. This is not the correct one. So I'm gonna run this and samples. Yeah, still showing the same value like we have in the yeah. If it's okay, I'm going to yeah submit again the same value here. Fe blah blah blah. Just a simple quit that is uh, shown as a normal string. Okay, done. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and forgive my own silliness. This is live demo. And also, if you like it, please press the like button and subscribe. Feel free to comment me if there is something that you want to assess, or if I may miss something or really miss something. Feel free to do so, or you can contact me on my LinkedIn as well. And this is part one of two, and the next video will be more detail about trying to I'll try to get these Redis insight as a true object, because I want to catch this cache insight and also make it as a true symbol or variable that is there. I can ensure that this needs to be run before this two is running. Okay, again, like and subscribe, and don't forget to also feel free to comment or give feedback. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.